smarter than Stephen Hawking, more popular than Chris Pratt, and better looking than Brad Pitt. 3 things you will never hear about the nice guys on business. Need an education on how to grow your business? The nice guys are here to help. Learn about great customer service, networking, and how just being nice can help you prosper. Now, here are your hosts, Doug Sandler and Strickland Bonner.
Nice guy community, welcome back. This is Strickland Bonner on this side of the microphone. On the other side of the mic is Mr. Doug Sandler. I'm speaking quickly because Doug Sandler needs to be done in exactly 34 minutes or he will be divorced.
I will be imploded.
We can't have that. He's got to get ready for vacation. Once again, nice guy community, we are here to serve a purpose. We're going to give you the correct promise statement, which was to provide a learning experience that is entertaining and adds value to your life, period.
Yeah, if you miss Tuesday's show or Monday's show, and don't miss tomorrow's show either, I have read the promise statement every time this week incorrectly. And
hey, you know what I'm going to do for tomorrow's show?
What?
Now that we've acknowledged that it's the wrong one, I'm going to re-record just the promise statement over you saying it. That'd be actually kind of funny if people listen to the Tuesday show, because it'd be like, hey, I'm Doug Sandler, and I want to tell you that the promise statement is, and then you hear my voice go, to provide a learning experience that is entertaining and adds value to your life, and then just jump right back into you again. It'll sound totally unnatural, and anybody who doesn't listen to this show will have no idea what's going on.
I have an even better idea. Just put in Charlie Brown's teacher going, wah, 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 wah. That's all you get to do.
I love that.
Yeah, we what a shit show this entire week. But Strickland, this is the last episode that we are going to record before, just you and I, before Christmas.
Crazy. So we need everybody to use the Amazon.com link from the show notes. We talked about it on Tuesday. We're not going to belabor it this time, but Amazon.com, if you are shopping there, please go to the show notes, click Amazon.com and use that link, bookmark it, use it every time. We get a little commission. It costs you nothing more. Thank you.
Strick, you didn't read or share with us the Amazon purchase of the week. You didn't bring us up to totals. We thought that we were going to get there, but we never really did it, did we?
Got a little bit sidetracked on Tuesday. Sidetracked is an understatement.
We went into so many things. Sorry, nice guy community. Go back. I know it's a longer episode, but this is, I promise you, it was of good value.
It's a good one. I thought it was pretty entertaining. I don't know how much value it adds to people's lives, but it definitely was entertaining.
There's entertainment value that is there, and I know that who has sent so many emails over the last couple of weeks, and I know you know her and you would probably, I don't even have to tell you. I'm going to put you on the spot here. He sends us emails about every episode about like a little review.
It's funny. This is one of the things that I was going to mention on the show, and I forgot to put in the show notes. Stephanie Sursland. We love you. We get feedback from Stephanie. She totally deserves a shout out. Like, every couple of weeks, and sometimes it's every week, she'll send reviews and be like, hey guys, I listened to this. I loved this show. I loved this interview. And I love her feedback. I mean, usually because it's mostly positive, but I mean, on top of that, I like the fact that she takes the time to do it. So we have got to, and I don't want to establish this as a goal for all of 2017. I want to establish this as a goal for the next 30 days. I think we should have a shout out from each one of our Funkin' fans. I want to be able to reach out to everybody. I hesitate to even name one because there are many Funkin' fans that reach out constantly, and I don't want to leave anybody off the list, so I'm not going to mention any names. However, we would love to get everybody on the phone or on Skype, even if it's just for 20 seconds, just as a shout out, just to say, hey, what's going on? How are you? We haven't spoken to many of them. A lot of them. We would love that. We would love to get the feedback from you all. And please recommend on Overcast, review us on iTunes. But we'd love to hear from you on Twitter, or you can call 4242 DJ Doug, which I know Doug doesn't like that number anymore, but that's okay. You can call Doug and talk to him we didn't mention that about on Tuesday's show that they could call on Wednesday between 5
I think
and
we
6:30.
did. I did. Yeah, we did. I think I did at the beginning of the episode. I think I mentioned it tomorrow from 5 to 6:30 p.m. I did. Okay. So we're almost there. So all right.
Okay, we're going to run out of time, though, so we need to get to the Amazon listener purchase of the week. It is the Braun AE80 Invent Energy Star qualified single-speed ventilation fan. Now, if that doesn't sound exciting, it's not, okay? But the reason it was almost $100, so it made us like $6. It made us $5.81, which is more than we've made most weeks that we've done this from that single purchase. So I don't know who purchased it, but thank you, Scott. Yeah, I have a good feeling it was. We had Nice Guy Community. If you live in the Baltimore, D.C., Virginia, even West Virginia area, anywhere within, let's say, an hour's drive of us or so.
The Greenbrier is not, by the way.
No,
it's
the
West
Greenbrier
Virginia,
is not.
It's a long way down in West
I know
Virginia.
it's a long way down there. We had dinner with one of our Funkin' fans. We actually had beer and dinner with one of our Funkin' fans, Scott Miller, who has been a dear friend of mine for probably close to 40 years, maybe even a little under 40 years.
That's crazy.
But Scott is a fan of the show, Funkin' fan. He also was a part of the mastermind group that we had. And when we met with him on, what was it, last week? I think it was like last Tuesday or Wednesday.
Yeah.
When we met with him, we discussed. He didn't realize exactly how easy it was to actually get onto the Amazon Nice Guy site. So we just explained to him, hey, Strick, tell everybody how to do that so they can actually take advantage of it.
Go to the show notes, click the link. That's it. There's a link that says shop here for Amazon. And to make it even easier, after you click the link, bookmark it and just put Amazon.com.
Okay, so we're not 100% sure because we don't know who buys what. But since we had the conversation and Scott is in the home improvement business, we figured it was probably him. We use our deductive reasoning to discover that Scott probably was Well, we haven't confirmed it, so we cannot confirm nor deny. Nor is this a product endorsement for the single speed. What is the fan? What is it?
It is the Energy Star single speed ventilation fan.
Yeah, what's the brand?
Braun, Broan.
Excellent. So if they're having a tough time with the fan blades, maybe you can use them to shave your face. At the same time. Okay, so Strick, tell me what the Amazon purchases have totaled so far.
Okay, so the total for the year, we did talk about that last week.
Oh, that's right, we did do that.
But the total for the week this week is, again, it is earnings $12.10, which is amazing. That's
amazing.
more than we make in most months.
Yeah, that it's great. It's great, and I don't think it's like just because it's the holiday season. I think that we're actually ramping up to. Gosh, how great would it be if in a affiliate link income that would actually
make us enough money to
pay for the
part
show.
of the show. Pay for a tiny piece of the show would be nice. Yeah.
Oh, hey, I wanted to. Did we have any more Amazon info, or can I ask you?
No, I think that's good. We better move on. We got a lot of other topics.
So share with me. You started a business.
I did. Well, it's not technically a business yet. By Thursday, who knows? It may be up. Podcast production for you. And basically, I have enjoyed of our 275 episodes now. I've enjoyed doing our own podcast production, and I see that there are a number of other companies out there that provide this service for other podcasters. Hey, maybe that can be our sponsor today. Although I don't want to sponsor yet because I don't know if the website's going to be totally up and ready to go yet.
We'll do the launch whenever you tell me.
No, I appreciate it. So I am basically offering this service to other podcasters. If you are recording a podcast and you're like, God, I don't feel like doing all the editing and the posting and the show notes and all that stuff, give me a buzz and I can help with that. Or if you're thinking to yourself, hey, I'd love to do a podcast, but I don't know what it would be on. I don't know anything about recording. I don't know anything about production. I don't know where to even start. I can offer all of those services too.
What if somebody says, yeah, I want all of those things, but Strick, I want you to be the co-host too. Do you think you could find time in your week to be another co-host and do all those things too?
I doubt that. No, that's not really an option unless you got a really interesting topic.
That is not on. Oh, what was the last part?
Unless it's a really interesting subject, but I doubt it. I don't think I could do
for example, if they said, we want to do a podcast, Strickland, on how to play poker.
Yeah, that would be very entertaining, and I might listen to it, but I would not have time to.
All right, Strick, we want to do a podcast on places to visit when we go to Las Vegas.
Again, it would be fun. It would be very enjoyable, and I might come on and be a guest on occasion, but I would not be a regular co-host.
I'm trying to think what's because I just hit two subjects that I thought that you would totally be into. So, Strick, we are going to do a podcast on, I can hear the planning meeting now, on Scotch drinking. And we would like you to, Scotch drinking and cigar smoking. We would like you to be a part of this.
You know what? Let's put a caveat on this. I don't have the time to be a podcast co-host unless you're paying. Really, I'm trying to supplement the income here, so to speak, which is one of the reasons that I'm doing the podcast production. Although it's something I really enjoy, also. But, it really is about, the side hustle. That's what they call it now, right? Everybody's saying like, hey, you got to have a side hustle. Well,
ring,
right now, it's my side hustle.
Ring, 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 ring.
Yes. Hello.
Hi, Strickland Bonner, please.
Yes, that's me. How may I help you?
Strick, hi. This is NPR calling. See, we lost a co-host on one of our shows. It's called Fresh Air, and we have $1,000. I know it's not a lot, but we have $1,000 an episode. We would like to pay. Would you be interested in hosting the show?
$1,000 per episode?
Per episode, yes.
It's a little lower than my normal rate, but I'll take it.
Excellent. Okay, so now we see exactly. Strickland will find the time if there's enough money involved.
Oh, one of my favorite jokes that is totally inappropriate. Guy walks up to a girl in a bar and says, "Hey, would you sleep with me for $1 million?" And the girl says, $1 million? Yeah, sure. Then he says, "Okay, will you sleep with me for $100?" And she says, "What do I look like, a hooker?" And he says, "Well, yeah, we've already established that. Now we're just negotiating."
Every time you tell that joke, it's still funny.
It's so appropriate because it's really, hey, could you co-host a podcast with me? No, I don't have time. I'll pay $1,000 an episode. Yes. When would you like to record? What time of the day? Yeah. Yeah.
I feel like a lot of the goals that I set, and I'm looking at some of the goals that I set for 2017, like so many of them are focused on the dollars, and I think that probably is not the right approach to take. So, I wrote down one of the subjects I wanted to talk about today was 2017 goals, and I'm really doing it more as a how do you set goals rather than what should your goals be. So do you have any methodology on how you set goals? Like it shouldn't just be, I know more is not a goal, because that's a horrible goal to set because you'll never be satisfied with that.
Well, now before we jump into this, I want to make sure that you're okay skipping all of the other topics that we have, because when we start talking about goals, it's going to go long. So we won't have time to talk about garage junk, home for the holidays, swell box, book, or the college is important.
Yeah. You're already setting this up that we have about 20 minutes left before we have to cut this podcast. So this episode. So what you're saying is we're just going to spend the rest of the episode talking about goals.
I'm okay with that as long as that's the plan.
No, I'm all right as long as you're okay with going off on tangents, because that's what's going to happen too. You know that.
Of course.
Yeah, I'd be happy to talk. My biggest problem with setting goals, and I can't remember. We met two girls at DC Podfest, and they had a show, and I can't remember the name of their show either. Shit, Poppin' Fizz or Poppin' Circumstance. What was? Do you remember?
Pomp and Circumstance.
Pop. Oh, crap. I can't remember the name of their podcast. And it was good. And I listened to several episodes before. I didn't lose interest. I just lost time. As with many things in my life, unless I'm extremely focused on getting it done. And part of this is the goal stuff is that we're going to talk about. But one of the episodes that they did was, I think it's Poppin' Fizz. No,
okay.
That doesn't sound
I don't think
right.
That's right. No, it doesn't matter. I did the same thing. I listened to a couple episodes and I haven't listened again.
Right.
Again, no offense. I hope they're still listeners to us, but it just wasn't my cup of tea.
Yeah, but they did a great episode on goal setting, and I got really excited about setting goals. And then I just thought, oh God, then it's just goals.
It's just goals.
No, it's not that it's just goals. I just have a tough time setting goals. My goals have always been to be, and horrible goals like this, and not saying that being successful is a horrible goal, but my goals have always been not measurable. Sean Carpenter helped me with setting some tasks or some processes in my system, and while I have stuck to the majority of it, the countdown to excellence, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, it's like send out 5 text messages a day, and I mean, I just don't do it on a regular basis. And consistency, I even wrote a chapter in a book that has yet to be written for myself about consistency.
Okay.
And one of my goals for 2017, I guess if you were going to set a goal, was stop creating goals that are not measurable, and be more consistent with things that I'm dealing with in my life.
No, I think that's a very good plan, because if you do have a goal and it is not measurable, then you have no way of ever knowing that you've reached it. So you're right. Even if it is a goal that is like, be a nicer person or whatever the case may be, you have to find a way to put a measure to that. I totally agree, because otherwise you won't know when you're going to reach it. You need a date. You're like, okay, how am I going to be a nicer person? Well, I'm going to pick 4 specific things that I'm going to do, and I'm going to try and do it every day, or I'm going to try and do it every week, and I'm going to check myself next month to make sure that or however, maybe it has to be measurable.
Well, I'll tell you, a new guy in my life who has been amazing at goal setting and helping me really create systems and put in place from C-suite, Jeffrey Hazlett. Before Jeffrey, there was 2 people that were in my life that held me accountable, and Rob Jollis is one of them, and he was one of our mastermind speakers and participated in the mastermind group. He was my book writing coach. Amazing, amazing, amazing. He said, Doug, we are going to get this knocked out. Write your book in the next 20 weeks. And again, I use this as a part of anybody that shares information with me about, well, I want to write a book too. And I'm like, yeah, you want to write a book. I did write a book. And I don't say that with an ego. I just say that because somebody held me accountable. If you have somebody hold you accountable, Rob said 20 weeks, you're going to write 10 pages a week for the next 20 weeks. When it was all edited down and such, it came to 165 pages. And what was so amazing with it was in 20 weeks, it was done, because I was afraid on my weekly reporting with Rob that if I had not done what I told him I was going to do, that he was going to get mad at me or he was going to drop me as a coach. And I didn't want that. The other person that has done that in my life was Jane Atkinson. Jane Atkinson was my original speaking coach. She was the one that said to me, here's what we're going to do over the next 12 months. We're going to have a monthly call. Here's what you need to accomplish in the next 4 weeks between now and our next call. And every time, because I had money on the line with her, every time I would check in with her, I felt like I needed to be accountable. And so for me, the accountability, the consistency, the measurable, every time I set a goal, it comes true. So why don't I set goals?
Well, because it's about accountability. It's so easy if you don't have somebody that you are accountable to just not do it. And what's interesting is the 2 people that you mentioned, they were both obviously coaches of yours. They were also both people that you paid to be coaches for you. And I don't say that in a bad way, because clearly in your case, and I got to believe in a lot of people's cases, that you look at like Jane Atkinson or Rob Jollis, right? And you paid a significant amount of money to have them be coaches. Now, there are a lot of people, myself included, where I go, you know what? I can't afford that. Well, you know what? The only reason, and correct me if I'm wrong, if I'm speaking out of line on this, Doug, but the only reason you actually got your book written in the time that you got it written was because you paid Rob Jollis to be your coach, right?
No, I agree. Well, that was one reason. But the second reason, which I think is just as important, was because I didn't want to disappoint him or me.
Right. But ultimately, if you hadn't hired him, do you think you would have completed it?
No, absolutely not.
So he was the method or the catalyst to make it happen. So even though you spent a significant amount of money to hire him, ultimately what you got out of it was your book, even though you did all the work on your book. Paying him was the catalyst and to keep you accountable to make it happen. So ultimately it was a good investment, right? Yeah.
You see, and I think that most people are like this. I don't think most people are afraid of the work to be done, that has to be done. I was not afraid of the work. I'm never afraid of the work. I'm definitely a hustler. I have no problem with putting in the hours and getting shit done. I think what I lack too many times, and I need to work on this. Again, part of my 2017 goals is I need to work on my goal setting itself, because when I do set goals, I achieve them. And oftentimes I will set a goal about something I really don't have ultimate control over. You know, it's like I can't be in control of whether my book is an Amazon bestseller, but I don't
know about that.
Well, I can't control the results. I can control the behavior that will help me get there. And I think too often I look at the theory of goal setting and say, I don't want to set an esoteric goal that's out there in the distance. And it's like, you have to set a goal that is measurable. I'm going to write 10 pages a week for the next 20 weeks. When you set a goal that says I'm going to have an Amazon bestseller, or I'm going to sell more books, I'm like, well, how about the action steps that are along the way?
Well, and that's it, because your goal of I want to have an Amazon bestseller is not it is measurable, but
yeah.
it's not measurable enough. Like, I want to sell more books. Okay, well, how do you turn that into something measurable? So let's say I want to sell more books. Okay, so you can make a goal to say, I want to sell 1,000 more copies of my book by X date. But then you got to figure out the steps you need to do.
The steps. And that oftentimes, that it's not the accountability factor, but the measurable side of things. It makes it very, very challenging. Most people don't realize this just about everything that they are doing when it comes to work, especially if you're an entrepreneur and you have to work on the business development side of your business, because we get so caught up in the everyday minutia, the bullshit that's involved with doing your job, whether it's the accounting side of things or onboarding somebody when they become a client or the social media. We forget all about the, hey, what did I do today? And I think this is an area that Sean really helped me with, is what did I do today in order to try to develop more business?
Yeah, that's it. Because you got to say, okay, I'm going to mess with my stationery. I'm going to play with my logo. I'm going to tweak the color. You have to understand at the end of the day, ask yourself the question every time that you're putting time into something, how will this bring me more business, or how will this make me more money?
Nope, we got to do it, and that's such an important part of your goal setting, is understanding that business development has got to be a part of that activity as well. Set the goals, do it. 2017? What anything specific that you have in mind, or anything that that you want to work on differently, or do better, or do more of, or?
Well, I got a couple things like that, but I know we love to go off on tangents, and this isn't a tangent. I want to talk about that topic a little bit more. Casey Cornelius, when we did our mastermind, just came up with, sometimes it's so simple, but it's so brilliant, right? The first question he asked was, okay, if you could get an award, some fictitious award or a real award, right? 10 years from now, what would that award be? Okay, so you think that in your mind. Okay, everybody, Funkin' fans, think in your mind. Don't write it down if you're driving, okay? If you could win an award 10 years from now, like you want to win an Oscar, or you want to win a Grammy, or you want to be the most successful businessman ever, or you want to be the nicest, whatever, maybe, right?
Yeah.
What is that award that you want to win 10 years from now? Okay, so within the end of the year, how can you help to get there? What is going to lead you in the direction to win that award? Then, at the end of this month, 1 month from now, what do you need to do to work towards that?
Ooh,
and then one more step back is, what can you do, even if it's just for 5 minutes, every single day to work towards that?
No, those are all great things.
No, it's so simple, but it makes so much sense. You don't absolutely have to, sometimes we look at goals and we're like, oh God, I don't want to spend 2 hours on that right now. I just don't have the motivation. You know what? 5 minutes. Think about whatever goal it is that you want. And if you can put 5 minutes a day into it, but you got to do it every single day, then it adds up. It can happen. You can make it happen. And it's not as hard as you think it is.
We one of the things that I came up with when I was dealing with talking to Sean was this countdown to excellence. And for me, these are the easiest behavior things that you could possibly do. This is probably 10 minutes of activity that I could do. One of them is a little bit more weighted. So can I just read these, because maybe these are easy things that everybody could possibly throw into their business plan in the course of their day. Mm-hmm. And Sean, I know you're listening to this episode as well. I forget what Sean calls his. Is it the C's? 3 C's or 5 C's or something like that. The high five.
The high five, right?
High five. That's right. What it is. So this program for me is called the Countdown to Excellence. It's 5. So again, here are the action steps. 5 social likes, shares, or comments. So how long does that take, Strick?
Oh, geez, like 2 minutes.
Okay. 4 repurposed posts. So that means that anything that I previously put out, I'm a blogger. So for me, I have, 200-300 blogs that are out there and 270 some episodes. So repurpose a post. So I'm going to take something from one of the posts that I've already put out there. So one of my blog posts, take a quote out of it and repurpose that through social media. So again, that might take 2 or 3 minutes itself. 3 business development emails. So 5 social likes, shares, and comments, 4 repurposed posts, 3 business development emails. So that's just a simple prospecting email, follow-up email, anything that involves the business development side of things. So 3 business development emails. 2 handwritten notes. So that's maybe a time, that could take you a minute a piece. And if you don't have stationery, you got to go get it, because a lot of people say to me, I don't want to get the stationery and all that. But fuck it, put it on your desk, have it somewhere near your desk. And it could just be a 2-line, hey, thinking about you, hope you're having a great day, XOXO, sign it, seal it, send it. It's out. And then the last one, which is sometimes the most challenging, but one phone call to a previous client. So 5 social likes, shares, and comments, 4 repurposed posts, 3 business development emails, 2 handwritten notes, and 1 phone call to a previous client, just to either shoot the shit, say hi, just keep your name out in front of them. Your previous clients are the ones that are going to send you the majority of your new business. You don't even need to include that as a part of the business development email or reach. This is just a phone call. So easy. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I've done this many times, but I need to do it more consistently and more of all of those steps, not just 1 or 2 or 3 of those steps.
Every day. You got to do that every day. And that's the thing. It does take 10 minutes, 15 minutes, maybe, really, if you're going to do the full handwritten note and all that stuff, but still 15 minutes every day. That can be a huge boon to probably anybody's business.
Yeah, I think so. So 2017 goals, let's all work on them a little bit more. Today is Thursday, correct?
Yeah. And, you talked, Doug, about, okay, how do I pick goals? I know you were kind of hinting earlier towards, it seems like the goals that I pick are ones that are like, financial, like they want to make more money.
Yeah.
Well, I think, and this is one of those things that seems obvious to me because we talk about it a lot, but maybe it should be stated anyways, that if you're doing something, let's say you're running your own business or you're thinking about starting your own business, it's really about finding something that you love doing, and then how can you make money at it? So you kind of hinted towards like, hey, maybe that's not such a great thing. Like, it's very greedy and selfish of me to have my goals geared around money. Well, you want to turn that around and basically say, look, I'm going to have my activities geared around things that I like that also happen to make me money. And then that makes your goals a good positive thing. Like the podcast production thing, I found that I really enjoy doing it. And at first I thought, hey, this isn't something that I could really make money at. That's why I didn't even look into it, even though I really enjoy it. But I started looking at other companies that do it. And, they charge a significant amount of money. And there are a lot of podcasters out there that are doing it for fun and don't
need help. They need help.
Right. Exactly. They don't want to do it or they don't know how to do it. And I'm like, shit, if I can make a couple bucks at this, I really enjoy it. So I've tried to find something that I really enjoy. And then how can I make some money at it?
Home for the holidays. Are you home the entire Christmas vacation?
Yeah, I'm not going anywhere.
Have you watched Chevy Chase's Christmas Vacation?
It's funny. I love Chevy Chase. I think he is Caddyshack and Fletch. And I just think absolutely brilliant. Okay. And I watched Vacation.
You weren't a fan.
Vacation. I'm not a fan. And Christmas Vacation. It's like,
I know, it's a funny movie. I don't know.
It's kind of dumbed down. I don't know. It's just, I just don't really like them.
Well, Danielle and her friend Dawn, they wanted to watch it just a couple days ago when they were visiting, or she was visiting. Dawn was visiting the house, and I thought I had seen the movie before, but I had never seen it. And Danielle always quotes from the movie, so I'm like, like when you quote from a movie, you haven't made a movie reference in quite some time. I'm very surprised.
Gosh, you're right. I hadn't thought about that.
But you make movie references, and I'm like, yeah, that's probably an interesting movie. Like, that's what motivated me to watching Rounders.
There you go, and it was a great movie, right?
And Fight Club. And those were 2 really good movies that I just keep hearing you quote from. So Danielle makes a lot of quotes from throughout the course of the year, not just around holiday time, about what is it? Christmas Vacation?
Christmas Vacation, yeah.
Yeah. So I'm like, okay, well, I'll watch it. I thought I had seen it, but I sat down with them, and she's probably seen it 30 times. So I sat down with them, and I'm like, this is a funny movie.
Well, it's funny. I have exactly the opposite, because I'm pretty sure I'd seen it before. And I was like, oh, yeah, and everybody talks about it, and I love Chevy Chase, and it was funny. And so probably a month ago, because it's like, hey, we're coming up to the holidays, right? It's like I wanted to watch it again, and I watched through the first 45 minutes, and I was like, God, I love Chevy Chase, but this is just dumb. It's just not my cup of tea.
No. Well, you have to enjoy it. You really do. So, who are some of the Randy Quaid?
Yeah,
Randy Quaid's the cousin. He's just shitter's full. It's just really funny. A lot of funny lines on the show. And again, maybe they're only funny because is Chevy Chase still alive?
Yeah, actually he is. Yeah.
Yeah. But a lot of the lines I hear throughout the course of my years. So whenever I saw him in the movie, I'm like, oh, I get where that line comes from now. So anyway, if you have not seen Chevy or Christmas Vacation, just take a listen. It's a very funny movie. It grossed something like almost $72 million. $72 million. And probably the majority of that probably came within the last few years. It's kind of like how much do you think Animal House has grossed?
Oh, I have no idea. Would never thought about it.
Let me take a look. I can tell you. I just happened to see that Animal House has grossed $2.99. Wait a second. That's how much it is to rent. I don't know how much it's grossed. It doesn't say it in the shoot.
I don't know.
Okay.
Probably says on IMDb. But we're running along now. I know you got to get ready for your go on vacation.
Yeah, it's vacation time. So, Nice Guy community, we're going to figure out exactly when we're going to have a moment to record next week's episodes. We will. We didn't put an interview on Monday. I just thought that nobody was going to be listening. I didn't know who to put on Monday because I was afraid that anybody would feel like they were being slighted if they were put on the Monday after the Sunday Christmas.
I was going to ask the Monday after that. I don't think anybody would feel slighted about that. Like maybe if it was on Christmas Day, but hey, look, you got your schedule on them. I don't know.
Well, I have it on there, but I mean, we can certainly put somebody else on there. I just didn't want to. You know what we should do? Maybe on Monday's show. Let's try to get some of the Funkin' fans on the phone with us.
You mean to actually have it air on Monday the 26th?
No. I'm saying so for the recorded Monday show,
right?
Which I don't know yet when we're recording it, but for the recorded Monday show, we should have some of our Funkin' fans come on the show and replace the normal interview.
So what you're saying is that next week's shows, which we're not sure that we're going to have any time to record our Tuesday or Thursday show yet at all, instead you want to add more time and more prep for us to not only record 3 shows for the week with the two of us, but one of those shows you want to set up times for people to call in and speak to us.
Yeah, are you
I don't think you've thought this out.
A little overly ambitious of me.
I don't think you've thought this out, though.
All right. Well, we'll stay tuned, Nice Guy community. We're going to figure out. Yes, there will be a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday show. I have no idea how the fuck we're going to do that, but we're gonna figure it out. Well, you know what? All of Danielle's family is in town. Maybe I can just get them all on the show. I think that would be a great idea.
Okay, Doug, you figure it out. So what is it? You're going away on vacation today.
Oh, I don't want to do this. It's going to get me anxious. That's why we need, who's,
I'm just trying to figure out how it is that you're busy 24/7 for the next week and don't have any time to record a podcast.
I'm busy. I just am. We're gonna have to figure it out. We really will. We will. We're gonna have to record this actually before the airing of this show, because this is Thursday the 22nd that this show is actually airing. Tim Collins aired yesterday, so it might be that I don't know how we're gonna do this. I really don't, but we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it. I'm away until Tuesday. Maybe we'll record Tuesday night.
Okay.
Would that work for you?
Sure. I'm always available for our Funkin' fans.
Okay. Maybe we're going to have to do that. I'll have to ask permission. I got to ask permission.
So what is it? You have Danielle's family coming in then next week?
They're coming in on Thursday.
And when you have family in town, you can't take an hour or 2 hour window?
No, they're here for 9 days. I have to figure out what I have to work.
Right.
Don't ask me why they're here for 9 days, please.
I'm just trying to figure out why, if they're there for 9 days, and I can understand it's a long time, but okay. But let's say they're there for 9 days, right?
Yeah.
Why can't you record do you feel obligated to entertain them 24/7 while they're there?
No, we're talking about, but you're talking about next week's shows, which are going to be the 26th, 27th, 28th, 29th, and 30th. Now, we already have the 2 interviews for the 28th and 30th, but we haven't recorded shows for the 26th, 27th, or 29th.
Right, but we need to record them next week, which is the week before they will air.
Correct. So I'm just looking at my schedule, and I'm looking at when I'm available. I'm available Tuesday night, not available Wednesday, not available Thursday.
At all. Like, in other words, Danielle's family's coming into town and you're obligated like morning to night, Wednesday and Thursday.
Well, okay, so let's look at it this way. The first day that they're going to get in town is the 22nd. So I can't, after having a full day of work, because I'm looking at my schedule for the entire day, they're going to get here in the afternoon. I can't just say, okay, I need 3 hours or 2 hours to record. So Thursday
the day they arrive. I totally understand.
Okay, so maybe it could happen on Friday, but probably not. Maybe it could happen on Friday. And then Saturday, her brother and sister-in-law come in town, and we're having dinner.
Uh-huh.
And then Sunday is Christmas. We're not doing it on Sunday.
Uh-huh.
Okay. And then it has got to be done by Monday, because Monday is a show that we need to have done.
Okay, but Monday could be an interview show. We could record on Monday. We could record our Tuesday and Wednesday shows. Okay. Tuesday and Thursday shows.
All right, that's possible.
But we would have to record an intro for our Monday interview.
See, it's not as easy as Nice Guy Community. This is what we go through every week. It's like you think that we're all organized and stuff. We aren't. We just have to work on the organization. It's not Strickland's fault, not my fault. It's just this is the reality of how work is with a podcast.
Okay, I'm going to agree with half of that last statement that you made, but that's okay. So,
so the part that you agree it's not your fault.
Exactly. I agree with the fact that it's not my fault. I can't 100% agree with the fact that it's not
Strick,
Doug's fault.
You know how I am. I just get, I get all worried that shit's not going to happen properly.
I'm up at 6 a.m. pretty much every morning except on the weekends, and I'm ready to go whenever, and I don't get to bed till like midnight. So,
all right, let's do this. Let's reconvene. We're going to figure. Let's right now assume that we're going to record on Tuesday the 20th for next week.
Okay.
I mean, for Tuesday the 20th for the entire following week. We're just going to have to knock it out and do what we need to do.
Okay.
Okay. Does that work for you?
Works for me.
I hope it works for me. I have fucking no idea what else is on my schedule right now. I totally need to hear Tim Collins' show, because I am like having a fucking anxiety attack right now just thinking about my schedule. This is supposed to be a relaxed time of year. What the fuck?
Well, that's what you're going to be doing for the next 4 days of the Greenbrier, because trust me, there's nothing else to do except whatever it is that they're going to charge you for it. It's a beautiful place. It's amazing. And obviously 11,000 acres. I had no idea it was that big.
All right, Nice Guy Community, we've got to get out of here. Never underestimate the power of nice. Happy holiday season, and happy Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Merry Christmas, Kwanzaa, whatever
it is you celebrate.
Wait, what's that last one?
Festivus.
What's that?
I have no idea. I've just heard of it. I know it's something. Like Kwanzaa is, from African. I honestly have no idea. Boxing Day is the day after Christmas for our Canadians. I don't know what other holidays there are. I've missed them.
Steve O'Brien, Merry Christmas to you as well. Funkin' fans, love you all. Strick, I'm going to give you the final word.
Steve O'Brien, take us out of here.
For the Nice Guys on Business, I'm Steve O'Brien. Fill up your week with the Nice Guys. Have fun storming the castle, boys.